Hi everyone!
And welcome with Exod Games.
Today we have a lot of things to say.
Blue.
Okay, let's start. Hey guys, we're back. So this month we are celebrating the 3 years of existence of Exod Games. We are really glad and we are really happy. Even if we have a small team, we are highly motivated, we are young and we want to deliver, and we will give you some updates, as Hélène said. So let's have a short summary of what was the experience of Jurassic World Miniature Game. So as we said in the French video and so on, this is an innovative gameplay. When we discuss about this, we don't want to use for the license game to apply an existing gameplay. That was not the point of this game. So as a game designer, I've chosen to take some risks, and we are glad that we have a community that accept this and really support this. Okay, so as a reminder, we have more than 1,800 cards. Created more than 40 miniatures, so it was an amazing and maybe burdening job. And on top of that, we have, we were really honored to be supported and to have the trust from Universal for this big project. So
and this project will go on again and again, because this year was the renewal of our contract with Universal, and we renew it for 5 more years.
Exactly.
So that's also why we will talk about it later, but that's also why there are a lot of things coming up and a lot of things that impact the delivery.
Yeah, true. Also, Universal said that normally they don't support the Kickstarter because it's fundraising. They only support when the product is released. So now we are achieving close to the release, and we will explain just shortly after.
Yeah. I just want to mention something because it was maybe misunderstood. We offer you a T-Rex, and it was the big surprise of the updates for the new year. To say sorry for the delay, even if we can explain the delay and we have a part of responsibility in it, but it's a gift. It's a huge gift and a big gift, and it will be delivered with a stretch goal. So this was the big surprise, because I heard a lot, why is the big surprise? It's a new figurine, a new miniature.
It's quite big.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on. I know it's something that you don't want to enter into the debate, but it's something we would like to share with you, because we came on Kickstarter with this optic, this view of helping to develop the project and not creating pre-order. This is something that Kickstarter is standing there to create something more like not a market, but pre-order way, easier things.
Yeah, finished products.
Yeah,
and,
when we came, we had the miniatures, we had the box, but the card was still in balance, in development, and it was a long process. And we came with this view to say, hey, help us to support the mold, the hard mold of the miniature and everything. And you did. You supported us more than we expected, twice more than we expected.
That's true.
And we developed a lot of stretch goals to say thanks. And maybe it was also too ambitious for us, because we are a small team, but we are happy to do it because we are player too. We are fan of the license, and it's
we were also expecting, so when Universal came to us, they said that they will give the license, but not for a game like we see usually, which is the park management. It's a great game, we see in video game, we see in board games, but now was the point to take some risk and to bring it to another level, which was to be the dinosaur this time. So that's also why, with a new fresh gameplay, in this industry, it requires, as Hélène said, some new balancing, new rules to be tested, and it was a competitive game, so there is lots of of problematics on the balance and to create some rules that cannot be broken. So it takes a lot of time for us.
More than we expected.
Yeah.
And maybe we should have said it would take 2 years to develop, but we were too afraid, I think. We look at our friends on the board game market and the publisher and we say, oh, they put 1 year, so we should do the same. And we will do it. And closest of the date, we say, it's not possible. Especially because there are some exterior impact that we did not plan, like COVID. COVID is a big name, but we will come back to it later to say what mean COVID when we talk about it. And
additionally, we are also the discussion because we know we have some other we are licensee, sorry, and each licensor is different, and we had to adapt to Universal. They have some specs that came and we had to adjust. So Hélène
you
can say.
cannot do anything with the license. There are really a regulation about it. There are a way of acting, a way of publishing. You say we want more video, more things. Every communicative or marketing things need to be validated. We cannot say anything because we represent them and everything we say can be used as a canon. So if we say something that is not validated or is not approved, it will be, it will injure the license. That's why we cannot do as many communication also as we would
and
like.
we can say it's their biggest license, as to say, for Universal. That's tremendous, and that's why the postpone of the movie, I think, is a huge blow, and we will see after the impact.
And it's true that you are seeing only one side of the game, the backers side, but there are a lot of things that you don't know, and we are here today to say it. For example, the retail. The game will be released on retail, especially because it's a huge part of the contract with Universal, and we work with a huge brand store to release it. We are not forgetting the small store, the board game store, Specialized, but we are working with them. Universal will support the release of the game in retail, but there are also a policy when they say we are not supporting on Kickstarter, we are not supporting on crowdfunding, we are supporting on official release. Yep. And the official release will be made and they will have a special date, and everything. So do not worry. I was showing to the French backers the document they sent me and everything. They are there, we are there, and we are not leaving you.
Yeah. On top of that, to also say that the spec also required to make multiple languages, which on the last step of the project took ages. Because you have also some setup on the, I say, don't be too much in the detail, but in design, for instance, the German is a long...
Yeah, we took things backward. We should have said, let's take the bigger language and work on it, and then we work with our own language and the English language. And when Universal say, oh, let's put Italian, Spanish, and German to make a worldwide release, we were, oh, okay, we have a lot of things to rework. We have a lot of things to correct. We need to have proofreader. And we make some mistake also in the translation saying, okay, we will take professional translators, but not board game translators. And it was one of our mistakes that took a few months to correct. And it was also a huge part of the last delay. And we used Alpha, that is a board game and video game translator, professional translator, that corrects every language. So do not worry about language. We are not letting things we are not making Shakespeare. It's not Shakespeare, sorry, but it's perfect translation, but it's not Shakespeare.
Yeah. And to conclude, we can say also that we had a lot of feedback from Universal and are really happy about the results and the success of the Kickstarter campaign. So your success too. This is your game, and now they are really happy with the results. It's a game changer. I don't think it's a game changer, but once in a while it's a different. Yeah, it's innovative and it's quite different. And there is a wide perspective. We can make a lot of things, and the concept itself of an open campaign with a bit of narrative. It's quite interesting, and we have seen some other companies approached us with saying, oh, I like this one, I like this. So can you do it for us as well?
Yeah. So we are a lot of things coming
interesting.
So now we have a new question. The COVID, we have to live with the COVID right now. And this word means a lot of things in the game industry, and we use it, we spread it a lot to say a lot of things and to avoid to explain a lot of small detail coming up behind the COVID. The COVID, and it was also pointed by the backers, so that's why we are trying to explain today. The COVID explained that we had lockdown, we had curfew, we had to work at home, the industry in China had delay and everything, and sometimes like the mold, they are not made inside the manufacturer, they are made outside, so it's create again more delay. There are a lot of things that impact, and we use COVID to talk about all of them, and it can be quite difficult to understand as a player.
It's a big word, and you're saying you use it at any time. But I think in your daily life you see how the industry, the whole world is slowed down by this pandemic. You see that there's shortage in computer components and so forth.
The biggest thing we want to say about that is there are really three main impacts that had this year with the COVID. The first one was universal restructuration. It's something that happened with company, and this happened this year with the pandemic, and we had no news of them for a bit. That was normal because the people that were used to work with us was putting in another service or leaving for another company, everything, a lot of change, and the validation took longer. That is the first reason of the last delay. And then also sometimes we're a small company and we're really working very hard, 6 days a week, and our life can be impacted. This year was very difficult for Antonin and I, and as we have the CEO of the company, it's impact a lot. We lose members of the family, child, and everything need to be processed to be sure that it's not impacting the gameplay and we're not releasing something that is not finished. So we took some time for us too because it was difficult. We not stop working. We are just taking longer time to develop for that reason. And also the last thing, and that is the late of January, the container shortage and prices. It's something that impacts a lot, and you can see below we put some link if you want to learn more in the update. The price usually turn around 600 to 1,200, something like that, for a 40-feet container. Right now you have container for 6,000 to more, and it's not possible for us to deliver on January before the New Year Eve with this price, because that will created too much impact on the delivery of the game and the finance of the game. So we took this choice to say, okay, we will step back a bit on the things that was not perfect, like translation and everything, because we will not be able to send it anyway, and we will send it after the New Year's Eve, where the container will be cheaper. So that's why in January we were not really able to send. It was for traduction purpose, translation purpose, sorry. A bit of late from us on the balancing, delays and everything.
Especially languages.
Yeah.
Because we are not expecting to change the setup of the pages due to some languages. We took some reference for your information, French and English, and some languages take more space in booklets and cards and so on. And we have a lot of...
It's something that we learn and we will use for the next expansion of the game, like Dominion that coming up, or Cretaceous Camp that coming up too. And we will... Or Battle of the Group too. Yeah, it's coming.
This was another topic.
We will talk about that later, but it's we learn from our mistake and we improve ourselves.
Yeah.
So now... The delivery is on its way, and I will explain why. Next question. And now we will discuss hot topic, the delivery, and we know that you are waiting for that.
True. So the first wave is coming. So guys, so there is a change. So as said, Hélène, the good news is we have the core box ready. We have Supremacy almost is currently boxing, almost ready as well. The maps are done. We have also the Spinosaurus will be ready for this wave one, as well as the Triceratops alternative posing. So this bundle will be delivered to you. For the French audience in Europe will be in the last week of March.
2 weeks of March.
Yes.
You are not a lot of European bakers. It's a lot, it's 600.
Yes.
But it's allows us to choose something else than container, and it's airway. But for American and Australian, unfortunately, we have too much pallets, and we need container, and it will take few days more. So you will be delivered in the first week of April. We are sorry. It's on its way. It's coming. So it's just a bit custom, a bit things with the COVID. We have some micro quarantine and everything. It's the delivery time. But
true. So it's coming in the fulfillment center. Then there will be some delays, of course, depending on where you are. As you know, US is very wide. Europe as well. So the goods will arrive in France first, and then we'll be start delivering around the place. So please be patient. You will be soon contacted to confirm your address.
Yes.
So the fulfillment will start.
And we have good news too, because we will talk about it later, but you will see where is your container on time.
True.
We'll talk about that after. But the bad news of the delivery of this first wave, it's Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah, Fallen Kingdom unfortunately includes fortunately includes some heroes, but of course includes some miniature of the hero, which
a lot of
needs validation. And unfortunately, due to also COVID again, there is some extra delay. You need to see the agent that we call the talents. Talents is the actor.
And to explain, sometimes actors remove pictures of the database that we can use, and we have to remove them too, and to replace them. And that's happened in December. So we have to step back on the card and ask validation under the restructuration of Universal. So Fallen Kingdom is still not validated for a WEN deck.
Yeah.
So we are still waiting. It will arrive. I can assure you, because Universal say we will give the validation as soon as possible. So but until we have not, we cannot. So there are things that we can assure you. It's that even if we have to make third wave, you will have the entirety of your Kickstarter before the end of June.
This year.
Yeah, this year.
It's important to say.
Not the next year. That will be before the 2 years of the release of the Kickstarter, and we are sorry for the delay. We explained it earlier, but still, the game will arrive.
And it's
you
huge.
Will play with it, and it will be amazing. A lot of miniatures and everything. The collectors, the Innovation Center and the Aviary are under the mold right now. The mold are done, but they are making all the plastic. The box is not printing yet. For the Raptor pen, the Raptor paddock is tricky. We have a lot of things that we try to push fit inside, and it's broke. So we have to rebuild a little bit of 3D with the manufacturer, but it's on its way of hard mold now. The Lockwood Manor has still some validation required, so some of the mold are done, but it will take a bit more time. And for the Tyrannosaurus Rex collector is under the creation of a mold right now. It will be sliced soon. So that is the news. It's coming. That's why we are saying that maybe they will have a second wave and a third wave. We will be probably deliver the collectors with the Fallen Kingdom expansion before the stretch goal. For the stretch goal, we have the miniatures that is rescued for mold, and the mold will just start this month. So the decor are on their way, and then the dinosaur and everything. It's on the line. We just have to wait mold after mold.
But the good news is, by June, we get everything.
Yeah.
That's great, no?
Yeah.
It will be on my
We have
mantelpiece
a
that I don't have.
Jurassic World summer.
Yeah,
With a release of a movie soon.
true.
So let's bring to the news that coming up, Dominion. This is on our contract that we will release a game on Dominion. This will be a different type of game, meaning that this one will be kind of explode, because you won't have a core box, but more like a rule book with scenario book and token that will allow you to just take the pack and then choose your dinosaur separately and create your own army.
Exactly.
It's especially to be able to bring more people on the community and bringing the game in mass market.
Yeah. We have also the punch board for the tokens, don't worry. This will be included in the hardcover book, together with the scenario from the core set.
Yeah.
True, great.
This is a lot of news for you. So, as we are saying, the website will hold a lot of new things. Especially, we have some new stuff like the on-time tracking, such as some website like FFG or things like that. You will know which is in production, which is in delivery, which item is in store, and which item is in development. You will also have the video of Tutorbox in English that is coming up the 19th of this month.
That's great.
Yeah, that's a great news. You will finally have it. Sorry, it took a long time to process in English.
Yeah.
And we have also the list of the retailer store. We will contact them in the week to finalize all the things with them. And the future release also will be announced on the website, such as Cretaceous Camp, the Battle of Big Rock, and Dominion expansion.
Yeah. So Cretaceous Camp, we said it will be. We expect the game to be let's say a kids version or a lighter version of a Jurassic World Miniature Game. So there will be news coming. But for the moment, we are holding up. The first thing is to
finish all the Kickstarter, and then we'll start to develop the new things.
Yeah, true.
And last news, but some people are interested in. So if you want to discover the other games of Exod Game, because Jurassic is our biggest one, but it's not the London one. We have some games such as The Goblinade, Goblaut in America. We have Panic in the Air. We have also a lot of things coming out, surprises and everything, and you will see them in the comment. So it was a long FAQ, a long update. We have a lot of things to say, but we are always happy to discuss with you. We are listening, we are reading, we are not answering at every moment because we are a small team with no marketing and communication team behind, but be patient, we're always answering to all of your questions.
Yeah. And we are thankful. Yeah, good. And we are really thankful for your support. And do not hesitate to comment also when you see something good, because it helps us. We are human, as Ellen said, so we are not robots, and we have lives like you. And we hope that you like this adventure and the way we respect this huge license. And we are also thankful again to Universal for their trust. That's awesome.
So thank you to watching us, and we'll see you soon on the next update. Bye bye.
Yeah, bye.